Yeah, we're good.
This is The Snack with Ryan and Jay.
And a good day to you here on The Snack, wherever you are watching, wherever you are listening, wherever you are... I don't know. What else? I'm out of things.
If you were watching the Google Live beginning of the broadcast, I had my camera flipped over the wrong way, so I couldn't see the counter. So I'm like, that's weird. So I flipped it back up the other way, and we were on for about 20 seconds. So I apologize for that.
Did you notice how I stayed perfectly still the entire time? Like I was...
The Beastie Boys in 3M Season 1 DJ.
Oh, okay. We're not having a Beastie Boys conversation today.
Come on.
I'm done with talking about the Beastie Boys. And you're turning me off a band I grew up on and liked.
Sorry.
And I love your enthusiasm most days. Most days I'm like, oh, it's so great that he's enthusiastic and he likes stuff. And that's how I talk about you for some reason. I don't really talk about you like that.
That's how you'd be talking to your family therapist.
Yeah.
I love that she's like into stuff, but football's on.
Come on. I have so many things to say to you today. Can we start on the serious and perhaps end on the light? Because I think a lot of people, you see I'm wearing my California shirt today. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people have been watching what's been going on in Malibu, California, a place called Paradise, California, a number of different places in California with these wildfires. And today I was particularly moved because, you see a lot of the time artists and performers lend their names to good causes. This time around, you've got people who are dealing with wildfires. And I think, in particular, wildfires are terrifying. You talk about other natural disasters, and they hit hard, and they're quick, and they're gone, right? Think about hurricanes for a second.
Okay.
When a hurricane hits, it's prepare, evacuate, it hits, it's gone, and then we deal with what's left over. With fires, this thing has been raging now for, close to 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Where we've been hearing these stories about everyday people's homes, retirement homes, trailer parks, million-dollar mansions, multi-million-dollar mansions being completely wiped out and what have you. Today was a really, I don't know what it was, but it was a really humbling and eye-opening moment for me. Chris Martin from Coldplay and Pierce Brosnan, the actor, they live in the same community.
There's two guys you wouldn't picture living close.
Not even close, right? And that in its own right was
they
kind
both
of
have
interesting.
accents. That's probably the only.
It's the only thing. It's the only thing that binds those two individuals together. And literally they had one of those community meetings. You have a community meeting in your neighborhood where it's like, oh, well, we want some extra stop signs, or the speed bumps aren't big enough in the neighborhood. And Chris Martin and Pierce Brosnan are there, but not for themselves. They're there because they literally sat there, and I was so impressed by this, Jay. They literally sat there and were saying to the people who were in power, who were in charge, don't worry about helping us. Don't worry about helping the celebrities here. There are a lot of people that need help.
Right.
Get to them.
Wow.
Help them. And kind of putting the pressure on in a way. And I thought, good for you guys. Like, really, honest to God, good for you guys for lending your name. Like, your house just burnt down.
Yeah.
Your house burnt down. You likely lost some of your personal belongings. You're going to be okay. You got tens of millions of dollars in the bank. But the idea that you took the time, even Miley Cyrus and one of the Hemsworths. Liam. I always get them confused.
Yeah, they donated like $500,000.
Not Thor. You told me that was not Thor.
The not Thor one.
Right.
He was in like like Snow White and the Hunter Queen or something like that.
Who's one in the car movie? The Fast movie. Where he plays like a race car driver.
Oh, that was his brother.
That's Thor as well.
That was Thor as well.
Right.
That's Chris.
I like the other one. I like Chris.
Driven.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Driven?
That's a really good movie.
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, it has nothing to do with that. They donated $500,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
Your house just burnt down. Like, I saw an interview the other day. I'm sorry I'm going on about this, but I watched this and I thought this is just a weird moment in time because fire doesn't discriminate. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say, oh, that's Miley Cyrus's house. Get the fuck away from that. Go to the trailer park instead.
Although firefighters discriminate because we found out this week that there are firefighters for hire with certain insurance policies, one of which Kim Kardashian had, say that 5 times fast.
I'll let you.
Where with certain insurance policies, you also get extended fire prevention, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Where they do things where they give you a like they survey your home and tell you ways you can sort of fireproof your house. I mean, ultimately they can't really do anything, but you kind of have this envision of people standing up front. Did you hear about the California wildfire looter deterrence?
No.
There was some guys. I forget who had the footage, but it was freaking people out because there was people that were kind of roaming around, and they had on like face masks and goggles and stuff like that, and they were weaponized, and they had
They were weaponized.
they had shirts on that said "We kill looters on sight."
What?
Yeah. So don't be
looting.
Don't be looting.
Don't be looting.
Don't be looting. You steal from airplanes like people should. Like Guyanese fire officials.
Wow, we told that story yesterday and got a lot of reaction from people.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine you're in a plane crash? And, well, it was a decent plane crash. I mean, it was terrifying for the people who were on it. It wasn't a massive disaster. And then the firefighters come and steal your stuff. That's not cool. That's giving firefighters a bad name. I'm going to guess they're not going to be invited to the next firefighter powwow.
My guess was that the Guyanese Fire Department, because they were the people that perpetrated the thefts, probably don't make a ton of money. And that was the reasoning behind it.
Could be.
I mean, I didn't look it up or anything, but I'm thinking if you're that desperate to, or you're just a...
Also, how many fires do they have in Guyana?
What are you saying, that they don't have fires there? Why?
I don't know. Because it's nice and it's tropical and it seems like a place that you wouldn't have a lot of fires. I don't know. I always think of...
Like California?
Well, I think of built-up... I guess you're right. But built-up metropolises, I tend to think have more...
Sure.
Because you have more people, you have more jackwagons, you have more people who are arsonists.
Right.
It just seems like you'd have more fires. That's all.
Yeah, it really seems, too, between hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and wildfires, that California and Florida no longer the retirement vistas.
Yeah, I'm thinking Arizona.
That they used to be. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe Arizona, a little further in. Maybe Nevada.
I'm thinking Nova Scotia. I'm thinking Canada, the Maritimes. Lots of rain and lots of snow. Not a lot of wildfires.
Yeah, it's very true.
You know?
Did you see Emilio Estevez looking for Martin Sheen?
No. He was trying to find his dad.
They couldn't find Dad. And then Dad finds a TV crew and he's like, "Can I just send a quick message to the kids? I know they're looking for me." He's like, "I'm fine. If everybody's fine, don't worry about it. We're just probably going to sleep in the car tonight."
Wow.
Like Martin Sheen is sleeping in his car.
That's crazy.
That is crazy stuff. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest.
That's good. What else?
Do you want me to go on?
Yes,
oh,
please.
may I go on?
Oh, yes.
All right.
You said you had a grocery list. It would be rude of me not to let you work your way through it.
I watched a great documentary last night, and I recommend this highly to you. It's on the On Demand, so you have to pay the $6.99 for it, or wait till it's on.
But it's 2 days in HD.
It is 2 days.
That's
in
what
HD.
you get
That's
for
what
$6.
you get.
I got to tell you something real quick. Whenever I do On Demand, I don't really even flinch when it's something I really want to watch.
I'm in there too.
Because $6 for 2 days, because going to the movies, I mean, shit, you can't even get a popcorn for that.
Full disclosure, I've actually bought movies on the On Demand.
Oh, yeah?
Because I wanted to see
like
them
ahead
that
of
bad.
time? You want to see them like $20 or whatever?
Yeah, or Oscar season is coming up and something's still in the theater, but I can watch it in my house instead for $20.
Yeah, it's worth it. And who doesn't have a 50-inch TV now?
Right.
Because they're so inexpensive.
I watch football almost for a living. Of course I have a big TV. It's part of the... Big TVs aren't expensive. It's not like what it used to be. Remember back in the day it was like, oh, I got a big TV. I've got a Sony Trinitron. It's 32 inches. It's a floor model.
Years ago, I bought a plasma, and it was a floor model. And it was like a year. There was the two technologies were competing, and I bought the plasma. It was like $1,500, and it weighed like 400 pounds. Remember, I took it home. My wife's like Volkswagen, it's like sticking out of the back.
Do you remember the literal floor models, like the ones that used to be like on the floor, the big wood?
You turn it on, it starts with a dot.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, picture's coming.
It'll be here any moment.
So the documentary you watched?
It was called 3 Identical Strangers. Have you seen it? First of all, there isn't a moment in this film that is not somewhat jaw-dropping, where you're like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming.
Wow.
And I don't remember a doc that I've seen that has that kind of... Because normally with a documentary, you know some of the story, but the documentary fills in the color.
Right.
This documentary, I knew nothing about the story. It kind of happened in the time period where I was really young, so I don't have any, even for me, because I've got a lot of old school references.
Right.
Like there's an episode of Donahue that's actually featured in this movie, and I used to watch Donahue, but not when he was in front of a big audience.
Okay.
When he shrunk down his audience, that's when I was tapped into it. So it happened in 1980, where you had one guy, and I'll just tell you the basis of the story very quickly. You had one guy who was attending college for the first time, and he gets to the college campus, and he shows up. He doesn't know anybody on the college campus. He gets out of his car, and he starts walking towards his dorm, and people start high-fiving him. And he's like, that's a really warm welcome at this university. Like, what's the deal? And then people start saying, hey, man, how's it going? I haven't seen you all year. And he's like, this is freaky. I don't understand. And then women are coming out of the dorm and giving him a big hug. And he's like, they're like, hey, we didn't know you were coming back. And now he's really freaked out because he has no clue why all of these strangers are coming up to him. And he knows that something is up. So finally, somebody knocks on his door, because the guy who knocks on his door realizes he's not the guy everybody thinks he is, because the guy everybody thinks they think he is a buddy of the guy knocking on the door. So the guy says, are you so-and-so? And he says, no. He's like, do you have a twin? And he pauses, and he says, were you adopted? And he pauses again, And he says, "Was your birthday such and such, 1961?" And he says, "Yeah." He says, "Your twin brother went to this school last year and isn't coming back to this school, but you have a twin brother,
Wow.
and he's your identical twin."
Holy crap.
So they go and find the identical twin. I can't tell you the rest of the story, but the name of the movie is Three Identical Strangers. So you got me?
And I can't tell you the rest of the story.
Right? It's Three Identical Strangers.
So here's where you're more brave than I am. I research stuff to death. I watch all the trailers. I read about who directed it, who stars in it, what their previous work was. Then I give it my time. You seem to be far more apt to go, oh, that's a cool picture, or that's an interesting title, and dive right in. Is that accurate?
Yeah, and I'm almost driven away by trailers nowadays because I find that movie trailers are way too
Yeah,
detailed.
they give away too much.
Like, I watched a couple of trailers last night.
Like, I was watching the Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Did you know that Freddie Mercury dies?
What?
Did you guys know that? Like, holy shit, spoiler alert. That's just mean. I'm like, what are you going to do next? You guys going to put together a show and, like, go put it up in London? Then what? What, at the end of the day, you're going to get, like, some American Idol guy to join the band? Like Adam Lambert or something? Jesus Christ. Stop giving away so much in trailers.
You're right, though.
They do.
They're too long. There's like a 3-minute trailer. You've shown me the whole movie. So, yeah, I'll roll the dice, but when I'm driven away from movies nowadays by trailers. There's got to be mystery. You know, I want to be surprised. It's a movie.
Yeah.
Like, why are you telling me every single thing? I like the surprise. So last night, I was completely blown away and surprised by this documentary called Three Identical Strangers.
Movie I'm going to try and watch this weekend if I have time is a movie that I haven't bothered to watch the trailer for, because this time around I'm like, I don't know anything about this movie, but the title says a lot. And it's Black Klansman.
I've watched it, yeah.
Yeah, and it's good, eh?
It's so good.
It's good. I should check it out.
Good. Yeah, Spike Lee. You can't go wrong with Spike Lee, and when I always feel, well, you can go wrong with Spike Lee, but you can't go wrong with Spike Lee when he's trying to prove a point about something. When he's trying to prove a point and he uses a story from yesteryear to prove a point about today's world, locked, loaded, I'm sitting there, I'm glued in, I'm hooked, I'm tapped, let's go.
A lot of people don't know this, but this has been a Spike Lee joint.
It's true. Spike Lee produced this
very
only this
podcast.
one. Only this one.
Just today's.
Don't forget to join us on The Rush from 4 to 7, of course, on In-Depth Radio News Talk 1010. You can pick up the audio version of this podcast pretty much anywhere. It's called The Snack. We love doing it. We have a great time doing it for you, and we hope you enjoy listening, watching, and all those great things.